Drugs used in treatment of diarrhea. You're watching pharmacology video series. In that we are discussing about drugs used in gastrointestinal system, and in this video we will discuss about drugs used in treatment of diarrhea. What is diarrhea? Diarrhea is a major cause of mortality or morbidity in a developing country. If we see in India, of around 5 million children are suffering with diarrhea of various reasons. What is diarrhea? Frequent passing of poorly formed liquid stool caused by infections, toxins, drugs or anxiety. So if any reason the poorly formed liquid happens because of infection, toxin or drugs or even anxiety, is said to be diarrhea. It is of two types, acute and chronic diarrhea. We will see the drugs or the treatment. So before starting the treatment, you should know what is the goal of the treatment here. Actually, because of diarrhea, patient will have signs of dehydration. So replacement of fluid is the first and foremost important thing you should remember when you treat the patient with diarrhea. So oral and IV rehydration therapy is given. Treatment of the cause, you should identify what is the reason of diarrhea and what is the cause of diarrhea, and you should treat the cause at the first place, and then along with the treatment we can use anti-diarrheal agents. What are all anti-diarrheal agents? These are the drugs used to treat diarrhea. The types of diarrhea according to the drug, we say it as non-infective diarrhea and infective diarrhea. Non-infective diarrhea is in that we use adsorbents and anti-motility and anti-secretory drugs, and in infective diarrhea we use antimicrobial drugs. What is adsorbents? Adsorbents are the substance which absorbs the water from the intestine. So the action is by adsorption of the extra water from the intestine, thereby changing the consistency of the stool. Because the stool running inside the intestine is too watery, these chemicals will absorb the water from the intestine. Examples are activated charcoal, kaolin, pectin and chalk, bismuth subsalicylate. And the next is anti-motility or anti-secretory drugs. These are the drugs used in symptomatic treatment in non-infective or traveler's diarrhea. So you don't know the reason of the diarrhea, or it's a non-infective and you want to stop the number of defecations, then we can use this anti-motility or anti-secretory drugs. The examples are codeine and loperamide. So you all are aware of this loperamide. It is otherwise known as Lomotil, and it is opiate analog, more potent than codeine. So if we see codeine, the dose of the codeine is 60 mg TDS, and it has no central action and it acts peripherally in the intestinal walls. The side effects are nausea, vomiting and dizziness. And in loperamide, it is also an opiate analog but more potent than the codeine. It has a longer duration and well absorbed in the intestines. Side effects include abdominal cramps, abdominal distension, rashes, and patient may have paralytic ileus also if not treated properly. And the next one is treating infective diarrhea. We use infective diarrheals can be treated by antibiotics along with the antidiarrheals. So the organisms and the preferred drug of choice, here I have given it in the table column. Shigella is effectively treated with ciprofloxacin for 5 days, and Salmonella ciprofloxacin for 10 days, Campylobacter jejuni ciprofloxacin for 5 days. You can use erythromycin or doxycycline as an alternative. Vibrio cholerae, doxycycline is an effective therapy and it should be given for 5 days. E. coli, Cipro, and Clostridium difficile metronidazole 800 mg TDS for 10 days. Always metronidazole is given as TDS, and you can give alternatively if it is very severe, go for vancomycin. Entamoeba histolytica, that is amoebiasis, also patient will have diarrhea. You can give metronidazole or tinidazole. And Giardia lamblia, metronidazole is a combination, or you can use tinidazole. So along with the anti-infectives, you can give if the patient needs antidiarrheals. Nowadays we have something called probiotics in the markets. It's very popular nowadays. There are a lot of yogurts and drinks available with probiotics. So what is probiotics? It's Lactobacillus acidophilus. It promotes the growth of saccharolite flora and alters the gut pH. So it alters the gut pH so that it restores the normal flora in the gut, which helps us to reduce the acidity and stops or prevent diarrhea or other abnormal abdominal problems, so that the growth of pathogenic organism is inhibited. So the person who is taking probiotics regularly, they don't get infected with anything, and also they will have like hyperacidity issues will be solved. It is available as powders, tablets. Nowadays it is very popular. It comes as drinks and yogurts. So what is oral rehydration therapy? You all know that ORS, which is like orally substituting hydration. As per the WHO, the content and concentration of the oral rehydration solution is given here, but usually we prepare it with, if it is at home, we can prepare 1 glass of water, 1 pinch of salt and 3 pinch of sugar. So that is the best combination for immediate oral rehydration therapy. So you can use ready-made available ORS solutions also. Intravenous fluid replacement, that is IV replacement therapy, also plays a very important role in treating diarrhea. There are 3 types of solutions: isotonic solution, hypotonic solution and hypertonic solutions. The isotonic solutions has an equal osmolality of extracellular fluid, and whereas the hypotonic solution will have a osmolality is less than the extracellular fluid, and hypertonic solution will have osmolarity more than the ECF. So the examples of isotonic solutions are normal saline and Ringer lactate. Generally the normal saline has 0.9% of normal saline, that is sodium chloride. Hypotonic solution will have half normal saline, that means 0.9 is our isotonic. So if it is hypotonic, we need to have a half normal saline, that means 0.45 normal saline with 2.5% of dextrose. Hypertonic solution usually treated in case of hyponatremia, where the patient needs more sodium chloride. So 3% normal saline in case of hyponatremia, that is hypertonic solution, because the normal isotonic solution is 0.9% normal saline. Hypertonic solution, there is another best example is 50% dextrose when we give patient goes on hypoglycemia. That is also an hypertonic solution. This hypotonic solutions are used in case of hypernatremia, whereas hypertonic solutions are used in case of hyponatremia. So I have given some questions here. You can answer it in the comment section. What is probiotics? It is lactic acid or calcium carbonate, lactobacillus acidophilus or lactoacidosis. And what is isotonic solution? Osmolality more than ECF, osmolality nearly equal to ECF, or osmolality more than ECF. Kindly put your answers in the comment section. Thank you for watching the video.